Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to episode 3 of Unit 10 for grade 10. In this episode, we will learn all about writing and translation. But in this episode, we will review together the expository writing. Let's see what are the main parts of an essay. Every essay has an introduction, body, and conclusion. And remember that the body has two parts, paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. Now, in the introduction, we have to put two main things, the hook and the thesis statement. Now, you may ask me or ask yourself, what is the hook and what is the thesis statement? Look at the picture. This is a picture for a fish and a hook. Now, fishermen use the hook to attract the fish, where the writers use the hook to attract the attention of the reader. Basically, the hook is the sentence you put at the beginning of the introduction. The reason for choosing this sentence is to attract the attention of the reader and wanting them to read more. Make the reader willing to read more. The hook usually has a weird information or general background about the topic, and you may also raise questions to make the reader ask themselves and think more about the topic itself. Now, the thesis statement for expository writing is focusing your ideas into one or two sentences. Let the reader know what you're speaking about. It should present the topic of the paper. Now, there is a difference between theses in each writing. In this writing, you don't have to mention, or you shouldn't mention, your opinion. All you have to do is to present the topic, because this is expository writing. You should expose the topic and not mention your opinion about it. Now, we saw the parts of the essay. Let's take a look at the parts of the paragraph. Each paragraph should have a topic sentence, supporting details, and concluding sentence. What do I mean by a topic sentence? From the name, topic sentence. The topic, you have to mention the topic and then follow it with the main idea about this topic. And then you will write supporting details, supporting sentences to the idea that you mentioned at the top. And then you will end this paragraph with a concluding sentence, so the reader will understand that you're done with this part. Expository essay aims to explain and inform. When you read an expository essay, you will understand more about the topic. It gives you fact. It does not give you opinion of the reader. We usually found expository essays in textbooks, journalism, and business writing. The opinion of the reader is not important. It's not mentioned. All we can see is facts that will let us know more about this topic. Now, let's take a look at a sample for a paragraph from expository essay. There are 3 reasons why Canada is one of the best countries in the world. So here, this is the topic sentence. First, Canada has an excellent healthcare system. All Canadians have access to medical services at a reasonable price. Second, Canada has a high standard of education. Students are taught by well-trained teachers and are encouraged to continue studying at university. Finally, Canada's cities are clean and efficiently managed. They have many parks and lots of space for people to live. For these reasons, Canada is a desirable place to live in. This is a concluding sentence. Let's take a close look at this paragraph. You see the connectors? First, second, finally. Okay? It gives me sequence for the ideas. I'm mentioning many ideas. That's why you're informing the reader that this is first, this is second, and even I have more. And then you finalize this paragraph by saying, for these reasons. You are summing up everything, you're summarizing everything in the concluding sentence. Let's take a look at the outline. Every good essay has a good plan. How do we plan essays? Through outlines. So in the outline, we will add the introduction. The introduction, as we said, has a hook and thesis statement. And then we have the body. Consists of two parts, body 1 and body 2. Each body will have a topic sentence and supporting ideas, and don't forget to use the concluding sentence for each paragraph. Then you will conclude the whole essay with the conclusion. The conclusion is summarizing the main ideas, okay, and mentioning the topic. How do I do that? There is a good strategy called the tree strategy, and it's not really a tree. Let's break down the word tree and see. T is for topic, R is for reason, E for explaining, and E is for ending. Now, when you mention the topic that you're going to talk about, everyone will know what the essay is about at the beginning, and then you will provide reasons and ideas in the second paragraph. Then you will explain furthermore, and at the end you will summarize and wrap the whole thing. If the question in the exam was, many people like to spend their free time reading stories. Some like to read for fun, while others like to learn lessons in life. In 12 sentences, 140 words, plan and write an essay showing the benefits of reading on our mind and on our communication skills. Now, look at this question. First, they said plan and write. So the outline is really important. And then you will write. Before writing, you have to plan, because planning will organize your ideas. Outlining your ideas will help you write better. And then look at the question. They underlined two main ideas. Benefits of reading is the topic. On our mind, number 1. On our communication skills, number 2. So, throughout the essay, you will discuss those two ideas. Let's take a look at the outline. In the introduction, you will write a hook. The hook will be, for example, general background about the topic, but make it interesting. For example, reading is the door that leads to other worlds. The reader will like to read more. In the thesis statement, not only does reading benefit the mind, but it also develops our communication skills. So in the thesis, I mentioned the two ideas that I will speak about throughout the essay. Where did I get those two ideas? From the question itself. You will find it there. Now in body 1, I will mention the mental benefits. And then in body 2, I will mention the communication skills. For example, in the mental benefits, I will say it develops imagination, reduces stress, and helps combat depression. In the body 2, benefits on our communication skill, helps learn new vocabulary, teaches us sentence structure, develops skills for jobs. So those are ideas that you will put in sentences. Those sentences called supporting details. And in the conclusion, we will conclude by summarizing the whole thing. For example, saying always value reading, because I mentioned the advantages of reading and how reading is a good thing. And then you will say reading is important for our minds and communication skills. That's how you will conclude your essay. This is the shape of the outline. See how organized and clear? Introduction, body, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and then the conclusion. Let's take a look at the essay itself. Introduction. Reading is a door that leads to other worlds. Hook. Despite what some people believe, reading is of great value. Not only does reading benefit the mind, but it also develops our communication skills. This is the thesis statement. Now, if the reader reads the introduction, he will know exactly what to look for in the essay. In paragraph 1, there are many mental benefits of reading. We said that we will discuss the mental benefits in the body 1. We usually use our imagination when we read, and that helps us develop it. In addition, reading helps us feel calm when we are under stress. Lastly, it helps us combat depression, which is also why reading is important for our minds. You see here, this is the topic sentence, followed by supporting ideas and concluded with a concluding sentence. Look at the connectors, in addition, and lastly. They're very important. Don't forget them. In body 2, our communication skills also benefit from reading. First, this is a connector. When we read, we learn new words, and that helps us communicate better with people. Second, reading teaches us how to build our sentences correctly so people can understand us. Finally, our overall communication skills improve a lot when we read more, so we can have better job opportunities. I can see the sequence of ideas very clear in this paragraph, which helps the reader to understand more about the idea I'm exposing in this essay. In the conclusion, I started with the word to conclude, so the reader will know that this is the wrap-up and the end of the essay. There is always value in reading. Not only is it important for our mind, but it is also important for our communication skills. That is why we should value reading more. I summarized everything and I mentioned the topic overall again. See, 4 paragraphs, 4 separate paragraphs, and very clear essay. Remember, when writing the essay, we have certain rubrics to grade you. We will look at the outline, the exposition of ideas and coherence. The ideas should be coherent. Paragraphing a number of sentences is important. If your essay was perfect but 3 paragraphs, you will lose some grades. Spelling mistakes, beware of them. Grammar, handwriting, and spacing with punctuation is very important. It gives the essay a clear vision. When I read it, I will understand it better. Then, I want you to pay attention to these details. 20 marks will be deducted from the total mark for changing the format. Off-point topics. What do I mean by off-point topics? If I told you to write about reading and you wrote about learning from documentaries, this is off-point. I can't give you any grade, so you will receive a 0. 5 marks will be deducted from the outline if the ideas are not used in the topic. If your outline was perfect, but you didn't use any ideas in the essay, why did you write an outline for? So your outline should match the essay. Let's take a look at the translation. The translation is very easy if you followed the tips. When you read a sentence, know the meaning. Don't translate words. And then avoid word-to-word translation. Don't leave spaces for words you don't know. And look for keywords that make a difference. Let's take a look at this sentence. أحمد، ما هذه الأكوام من الكتب؟ المكان مريع. Now, how do I translate this sentence? I will read it, understand the meaning, and then look for keywords. Look for keywords in this sentence. For example, أكوام, مريح. Those two words will make a difference. Ahmed, what are these stacks of books? The place is dreadful. هذه الأكوام, stacks of, it's a new vocab. مريح is dreadful, and it's also a new vocab. So remember to memorize and know and understand the new vocabulary because it will be in the translation. فهد, بالرغم من أنني تواصلت مع الشركة مرتان إلا أنهم لم يحضروا لرفعها. Although I called the company twice, they didn't come to pick them up. Now look at the keywords here. Understand the meaning and translate. لرفعها, to pick them up. This is a new vocab. In this episode, we learned about expository essay, the parts of expository essay, the introduction, the body, and conclusion, and we differentiated between the thesis statement in the expository and the persuasive writing. We also learned how to translate perfectly. Thank you for watching. This was today's episode and see you soon.